Hi, it's Denise. Welcome to my home. Um, don't look at me. I have no makeup on, and I'm not going to put any on right now. What I wanted to do is get back to this beading video that I was doing, and maybe you can just share along with me while I put stuff away and organize all the beads that I got. I know that sounds really wonderful, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but I'm not. I wanted to show you a couple of the gifts that I got for farmland and fishland and farmland. This is a professional digital scale. I haven't really opened it. I wanted to wait and open it with you. It has instructions inside. And it's a tiny little thing. You remember years ago when they had those food scales? Well, that's what this is. But it's a little bit different. I probably need to read the instructions. This is a faceplate to protect it. What does this say? Oh, this is probably just for moisture. Please remove the protect card under the platform before use. So that's it. There's a little measurer. I suppose if you're doing grams and stuff, you might be 1 gram off and need to... Oh, and here's a counterweight. Tweezers. And guys, I got this for free. This is for winning the game. I have no idea what it would cost if I was to buy it. I suppose I should have looked, but I didn't. I just thought this was a really neat thing, and I'm going to be doing postage with it primarily. I don't weigh my food. There's so little that I can eat that my body will accept. And I haven't done anything to my body. I haven't had surgery or anything like that. It's just I develop allergies to everything. So, and not everything because I'm still eating. But I do develop allergies pretty easily. Whoa, tiny writing. Professional digital scale. It takes 6. How many batteries does it take? I can look and see. It's not going to be 6. Just 2. And I want to say that they're AAA. Let's see here. They are AAA. And of course I don't have any right here. When I get it up and running, I will show it to you again. This is such a neat thing. And it's something I never would have bought for myself, I don't think. So when I saw it, that I could receive this as a gift, I thought, wow, that'll be just super duper. And I have received so many nice things. If for nothing else, a sales platform that has the games and the prizes that you get to enjoy. Team is pretty cool. It tells you what all of the different codes mean. And that counterweight does go in there. There's that little spot right there. That's where the counterweight goes. I'm just kind of glancing at the instructions here. It's in Chinese. Some of it is. But you know, everybody's got to be able to understand the instructions. Then I think this is in French. So it's in several different languages. Bascula Digital Professional Scale. So that was one thing. And now both of these items that I'm showing you were from the same game. That's my scale. And I've heard people talk about Temu towels, and I really haven't gotten any except for the dish towels. And I opted for a set of towels. They're really soft. They look like terry cloth, but they're not. Maybe this is microfiber. I don't know. It's really pretty. It has this stripe, and then, now this is the bath towel. I'm impressed with the size. Look at that. Oh, look. There's a hooky-doo. So if you have Temu hooks in your bathroom, this, you could hang it from the hook. They don't have to hang over a bar. I wonder if I could teach my granddaughter how to do that, because they always go on the floor. That's a bath towel. And then here's a contrasting bath towel. It's not really contrasting, it's just not the same. I kind of like these. They're soft. And if they're as absorbent as they are soft, we're going to be in business. I love the colors. And this is big too. And it also has the hook on it, or the loop, so you can hook it. There are differences between towels that you'd buy at Walmart and these. These are bound all the way around. And it's different. It's not better or worse, it's just different. They're very pretty. I love the colors. And there are two hand towels. Well, the hand towels are both stripy. Whoops. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, they're not. One is striped, one is... They're both striped. They're just differently striped. This has a loop too. So you can hang your hand towels by the sink. These are really generous size. I'm very impressed. Now these I'm so excited about. I know somebody might look at them and say, ew, they look like dishcloths. Well, they do. They're thicker than dishcloths. But you know what? These are going to be wonderful, wonderful for washcloths. They don't need to be bound. They have like a pinking shear edge. These cloths that I found before were this size. Now the only thing that I find now for dish towels is this size. And I want these, and they're not going to be for dish towels. I've used the other ones for face cloths also. They're soft, they're absorbent, and there are 4 of them. There are 2 like this. Now, I won these off of one of the games. I chose them. I selected them as prizes. They don't just give you a prize. You get to select what you do. I think that I'm very, very pleased. And what they did with these edges, it's almost like it's a crocheted edge. On the other one, I didn't see it, but this has, it almost looks crocheted. I don't think it is, but it's finished. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of, there you go. Also, for those of you that don't know, you can select your gift. And as you go along, you're thinking, I don't know if I want that or not. You can reselect your gifts. You don't have to stick with a thing that you chose to begin with. That's how I got these towels. I was going to select something else. I don't even remember what it was now. But these will be off limits. They're mine. That's not true. Bless her heart, Peyton will go in and she'll get real involved with painting or whatever, and she uses my towels. A little stinker. So they get stained up. They still function, but they're not pretty anymore. So these are pretty. They're new. And how long has it been since you've had a new set of towels? My bathroom is turquoise, and the green in this has blue in it. It's not a turquoise, but it is a blue-green. So these will go really well in my bathroom. I've got to get I still have my winter theme shower curtain and stuff up. I think I'll get Jessie to help me get that down today. She's coming. I haven't had anybody in my home to help me in a long time. And I've been pretty independent, and I still am. There are some things that I find it difficult to do. And Jessie's had an opportunity that it's a symbiotic relationship outside of being mother and daughter. She's working through an agency to help me. So she's making money, but with that being said, she's been here for me, money or not. And I'm really, really glad that she gets to do this for a few hours a week and make some extra money. I think I told you that she has extra kids. She has 3 teenagers of her own. And then she has 2 other children in her home that are children that their parents just don't want. And Jessie gladly took them in, and she receives no help for them. She grew up like this, though. We always had strays in the house. And I'm really, really glad that it's a part of what she grew up with that she's held on to, because I really believe that in helping others, you make more of an impression and a difference in their lives than you do in any other way. that's the kind of love that kind of stays. These kids will always remember what Jessie did for them. And I'm really grateful for who she is. She's just a really neat person. And God is working in her life. So, that's that. Pretty cool, huh? Now you're seeing a big mess here, and it is because of the haul yesterday. It's okay. I know exactly what I'm doing here. Whoops, there's tweezers. I'll bet I can use those. I'm trying to put like things together. These are wood. They're going back here. Do you see this cart? Oh, you don't. I'll show it to you. Another thing that I want to do is to put together and use the, oh goodness, this is black. That thing that I got that will track you, follows you. I'm excited about that. I can do one project and have about a bazillion beads everywhere. I try to keep things picked up, and I think I do a pretty good job, but the deal is that I don't always put them where they're supposed to be. So then I have to do it later. And it's pretty difficult for me just to put a bunch of beads in one place. I need to put black beads where they go and white beads where they go and so forth and so on. And when the time comes for me to do my projects, then things are easily found. Okay, there's black. I think I have some black in here too that I need to move. I don't know why I have black ones in the pink, but I do. Oh, wait a minute. No, those aren't black. Those are the stone beads that I was using, and I still have this project that I'm doing. The project that I'm working on right now is one that, yeah, these are all the stones. It's a project that, oh my goodness, come on, Denise. I'm doing, and it's for someone that regularly watches the channel. So if I want there to be any surprise at all, I gotta keep it a secret. This is what I wore yesterday and the day before. I wore these the day before yesterday. I wore these yesterday. I generally put them in their own containers. organize more containers for them. There's 2 pair of earrings. Did I see? I'm sure it's fine. There's a bracelet. I think I told you yesterday I'm getting closer to marketing, and I am. I've definitely decided that this is what I'm going to do. I took apart some of the beads from Habitat, and not all of these are from there, and there's a couple of things that still have beads. I haven't taken everything off of here, but there's some really interesting beads. There's some things from Habitat that I will go ahead and market the way it is, but of course I'll have to do something to change it a little bit. I won't market anything that I didn't make as homemade. I don't know if these will cut this or not. Probably not. These are a better choice. I've learned a lot from this particular piece. I learned something from taking jewelry apart. I learned how to make I just am going to use scissors. That makes more sense, Denise. So this goes here. And I will put it with the other jewelry. And these are white wood. Out of all those beads, those are all the black and red ones that I got. So black and red are a premium, and I did order more of the black and red. They're from a different vendor and they're different quantity. So I think that I'll do fine with that. Tell me something. When you come to my channel, are you coming to the channel or our channel? I'm sorry, because it really is ours. Because of Temu hauls or crafting or visiting with me, or what is your motivation? Even if you've never commented before, I would love to hear feedback on that. I'm looking at making changes, and I think they're healthy changes for me, and I have to do it. It's been an issue for me for some time now, ordering just to order. I have been indeed blessed to be able to order products and things that I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. But with that being said, I don't know that I want to order just to order. I'm not saying that I won't shop at Temu anymore. Obviously, with my beading and what my goal is with beading, I'll definitely be shopping. And there are some items like makeup and underwear and socks and things. And if I see something that I like and need, that's all well and good. There's something to me that I feel for myself hasn't been healthy, and that's just scrolling because I'm looking to buy something. I don't have a lot of money, and I have really stretched to do what I've done, and that's okay. And I don't want to ruin my relationship with Temu, and that, you know, maybe I can still get some sponsored hauls. It's very difficult to pull this off when I know that it's not the right thing to do. I mean, I won't do it anymore. Just to buy. And I think every one of you understands that. So there's going to be a change. I still want to be with you every day. I still really want to share my life with you. And I think what I'd like to have you do is kind of assess what your desires might look like. I'll still be going to Habitat, and maybe I'll go to Habitat more than once a week, because I really don't spend that much there. But on the same hand, I need to make sure that what I buy from Habitat is something that I either have an idea of who I can bless with it and give it away, or that it can go to better this household. They're nuts after each bead here. Whoever made this really spent a lot of time. I need to go on and figure out how to use my knot maker. Because I have one. I want to be able to include you in the things that I do. I don't want to lose you. My relationship with you is very, very important to me. And I know that there are some of you that probably will move on. And if that's what you want to do, it's okay. I mean, I'll miss you. The things that I see that are so important to do, let's face it, most of who watches are my age. I do have younger people too, and I really, really appreciate that. More than I thought I would have. But truly coming to that point in life where, I mean, it's really important to assess the value of what you do. And the things that I love about our channel, I love Saturday and Sunday. I love the freedom of being able to talk to you about God anytime. And I do. And quite frankly, I was counseled not to. That it might influence viewers to not be here. And God bless you all. I hope that that doesn't. And if it does, I have to believe in the power of God and seed planting, that whatever you've heard, nobody can take that away from you. And God can grow that. And that's my goal, is to see as many of you in heaven as possible. So I think that's the direction that I'd like to take. It's what I have to do because it's what's right. And like I said, you know, if you're not to that place yet and you enjoy hauls and stuff, go for it. That doesn't mean you can't come back and visit me. I don't plan to impose any of my views on you, or, you know, you may not be the same place I am with whatever it is that you're doing, and that's perfectly fine. I believe that we're to learn to love each other no matter what we think. I can still love you. And hopefully you can still love me. I watch my daughter, who I don't know, my children, I want to be the best example to whomever sees me as I can. One of the kids that lives with my daughter, he came out to the car yesterday and he said, "I know you, I watch your channel." I said, "Wow, how'd that happen?" And he pointed to Jessie, that she introduced him. But he comes there. And this boy is like 17 years old. He said he subscribed. So he is one of the younger. And this boy was raised by parents that decided they didn't want him. So I get to be grandma. He said, "You're famous." I said, "Nah." He said, "You have almost 2,000 people." I said, "Actually, no, I don't. I'm working on 1,200, which, can you believe that? 1,200 people? That's so awesome. I want to do a shout out for Star. and her channel. I'm so proud of her and what she's accomplished in such a short amount of time. I think she started her channel in February, and she's already almost, well, she's working on 600 subscribers. She's doing her 500 subscriber giveaway. And she just started. She is a delightful gal. I enjoy her very much. She is a sister in Christ. She loves the Lord. And I see her as an unwavering believer. Oh, I didn't do that. I did though, didn't I? That means there's stuff on the floor too. I separated out the silver stuff from my last bag with the silver, and it happened to be pink. And I didn't put it away yet. That's why I sort, guys, because I don't want this to happen. It ends up costing me more time. I get to talk to you longer, though. That's fine. Oh, ew. No, that's just thread. I thought it was a black bead, and it's a piece of thread that I cut off there. Okay. This is one of the things that I took apart from Habitat. I love those beads. Aren't they pretty? So they're going to go in with the green beads. Here are the beads that have the leaves and stuff in it, the bigger. And I have more of those coming too. These are orange and yellow. And they were from yesterday. I see a couple in here that shouldn't be. So I am moving them. You know who I've been thinking about a lot? Some of the people I used to run with in my previous life that really have struggled with life. I'm feeling a real need to find them. I know there are a lot of people that have died. And this one particular person, I haven't seen her on Facebook for a while, but I don't go on Facebook much. But you know, I think I have an absolute responsibility to share Jesus with her in whatever way that I can. I don't have a tendency to call and say, hey, I want to share Jesus, because people are afraid. And God will always, always give you an opportunity to share at the right time. So, with that being said, I think I really, really need to try to reach her and talk to her. We both have made really unfortunate choices in our lives. And physically, our lives separated a long time ago. I'm not sure where she is with stuff, to tell you the truth. I hope she knows the Lord. And if she does, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, here's the green. I put green and blue together. And I may separate the blue, but there weren't that many blue either. That's green. But there was some green in the orange, so I wanted to move them into the green. If you haven't done this sort of thing, I know what I'm doing probably looks really ridiculously mundane and unnecessary. If you have done what I do, I think you know that this is like necessary. Here's the tail end that was part of some pearls. I'll have to put that somewhere else. It's already looking less crowded. I just had the box of green. Oh, here. I'm going to put all the green from in here into this box. This is a bracelet that I was wearing, and it has pretty green beads on it, and that's going in the green box. I can sacrifice that. And what I do and what I've done with the beads that I take off of another necklace, I wash them and get them ready to go into something else. This is all the gold stuff that came off those gold, the beads. There were 10 packages. And what I do, so I can use them. Here are the charms. Here are all the pins that were in there. That's a whole bunch. These are the bead covers. And quite frankly, I probably won't be using a lot of those bead covers. They're not the best quality. And there are lots of little round beads in there for spacers. Here's another one right here. Now I have this is from another set of the gold. I'm gonna have to show you this cart. It's really, really cool. I think the name of the company is Costway, and it's a subsidiary or a seller of Temu, you know, on Temu. And that's where I got this product, and I really, really like it. Now I have this container, and they're all little gold beads. So I will go ahead and put let's see what I've got in here. pens. More pens. I go through those a lot, a lot. There's more gold pens. There's silver pens. And you use pens according to the size and the color of the beads that you're working on. So those are all pens. And I have charms here. I don't know why they were all loose in here. I think I probably was separating them and forgot a bag. I did that yesterday too, where I said I thought I had ordered more of that particular bead that had the silver accessories to it. I found another bag. I did separate them, and that's what just fell. I've got to get those organized. Now the bead covers that I will be using are more like this. They look more elegant. The bead covers that come in those sets are not bad, but they're not the same kind of quality. And it's important to me to make things beautiful. Okay, charms go in this drawer. Where am I going to put the pens? I'm going to put them in here. And then I'll have a container with just gold pens. You know, I use my magnet a lot. I found out that the pen heads are magnetized, but the pens themselves aren't. And it's not that easy to pick them up. Oh. Yes, I am using spit on my fingers. Uh-oh, that one went on the floor. Yes, I heard you. Where are those tweezers? Or I could even use these. The tweezers are underneath something. I use these containers so much. I want to be able to free them for jewelry that I've made. I definitely have to buy more of them. You know, I've bought probably 100 of these containers. The clear ones here. The last purchase I made was for 50. And I think that I'm using the last batch of 5 of them. I have them empty. But gosh, they are so convenient. I think this is a needle. Well, there's a needle on the floor now. Phooey. We have a place called Ambassadors for God's Creatures, and it's a low-cost spay and neuter. I need to go and sign him up for a neuter. It's going to be about $75. And it's a lot of money, but it's really hard to fight his instincts to mark. And I'm hoping that when he's neutered, that urgency to pee everywhere will change. He's almost 2, and it's been a habit. And I've told you I don't care so much about the poop because, I mean, as long as he doesn't have diarrhea, which he has had, but normally he doesn't. I don't mind so much cleaning that stuff up. The pee is really destructive. I have a couch in my living room that I'm going to have to get rid of. I didn't realize he was getting up there and peeing. I've never seen him do it. But it was soaked enough to the point where I can't shampoo it. So I've got to call the trash people for them to come out and get it. And I'm not going to have a couch in my living room. And I think I told you that we're going to put together, oh, here's that needle. See if I can pick it up. No. I'll try with these. Aha. Bingo. I'll have a really big room to spread out and probably just make my living room my craft room. So when people walk into my house, they're just going to see stuff. But it won't be wet stuff. I plan to not put another couch in there and just to have unupholstered furniture in there. This is a green one. Okay, so I've got pins and pins and more pins. Maybe I can consolidate these. It's supposed to be cooler today than it has been. We sure escaped that storm. It was loud and wet, but that's all that I can say for it. I don't know if it did damage other places close to me or not. But we were spared, and thank you, Jesus. Coming from California originally, tornadoes and stuff, well, occasionally they'll have like water spouts over the ocean, or occasionally a tornado in a small outlying town. But generally the weather patterns aren't such that it spawns tornadoes. Although there are earthquakes. Tornado you can get away from, an earthquake you can't. The earth just shakes. You can't go underground, you can't go up, you can't go anywhere except to endure it. And I don't like them. Even growing up in it, I don't like it. Okay, I've emptied some bags, and these are all pins, and I put them in with the I have a drawer just for earring stuff. That's where it's going. Okay. I kind of hold on to these bags for a minute. I'm not sure what I'm doing with them. I have spent money on bags just like this. I put the dolls' shoes in little bags. It's a jump ring. So I bought tons of them, hundreds of them. And it's just hard for me to throw away useful stuff. I do. I have to have a rhyme and a reason to everything that I have. I don't want ever to be a situation where my stuff controls me. I was there at one point, and it's not a fun place to be. Bead caps. And I'll tell you, it's really interesting to do what I do and to keep stuff under control. Okay, this is one that I'm working on. I know you're seeing it, aren't you? I've got to put it in its little container so that it won't get ruined. Have you started Christmas shopping yet? I have a lot of kiddos that I buy for. A lot. So I kind of start Christmas shopping after Christmas, you know, for the following year. Okay, I'm to a point with this that I just need to get the ends on it. And it is pretty. And then I need to make the earrings and the bracelet for it. And it's going to be sent away. Okay, here are the little balls. And there's some little balls here I'm going to put in there. No point in having a bunch of stuff in different areas. If I can put them all together, I will. I saw something in here that didn't belong. Oh, I'm pie-eyed. I can't see. It's a bead cover. Okay, so that is put away. These are pink beads, and then they have, I have in here, there was a there were a bunch of these little beads, and they're stone, and they have like green and pink. Maybe I can show you. Can you see that? Isn't that pretty? And they're stone. Okay, I'm going to put these away for now. These are the leaves and the big white beads. I was going to put these in there. Clear out another bag. Well, can you tell that some things, it's not as stacked up as it was, right? That isn't where I was going to put this. I think I'm going to put them in here. There we go. Okay, these are going to take time, and I'm not going to do it right now, but they're not hanging around. Each one of these strands, I think they're 1,700 is what the thing said. And these are 4 millimeter. They're all the same size, although they're not color coded at all. And what I can do is each strand, I'll have my boxes in front of me of the colors. And as I get to each part of the strand that has the colors in it, I'll be able to put them in the right container. For now, it's going in here. So I won't use these until I get them sorted. Did I put the green ones away? I did. It's another green bead. I got a message this morning that was talking about all the wonderful things that I got. And yes, I did. And she said I probably won't need to get anything for a while. And I was thinking about it. And the things that I have, I have about that much into the beads that I've already made. With there's some that don't have the end caps and some of the decorative stuff that I have. So that'll be something new. But it takes a lot to do what I do. A lot of product. Oh, these are for those earrings. I'm going to keep them out. You know what this is? Temu sells these. And they're like a big safety pin. And I'm short, so a lot of my dresses are too long. And I'll use those to pull it up and hike it up. And then it's pretty. So I took that off before I washed the dress that I wore. Okay. Now I hauled these, not this past haul, but the haul before. Actually, this was the craft haul that I did with Temu, the sponsored haul. And these have just been invaluable. I have a container for every kind of bead that I have, of the metal beads. spacers. I think there's one at the bottom here I haven't used. Use that one. It's not hard to keep like things together. And I'm finding that a lot of these things are like. When I get 2 containers, I'll find that the spacers are similar. So I can store them together and decide what I'm going to do. And I've got those spacers right here in front of me. Maybe I have used them all. I have another one. Okay, this one is full. There are 32 little spaces in here. Where's the other one? Oh, here it is. And each one holds different pieces. And these are all spacer beads. The only thing I'd say about this is I don't think that it was made for... You have to be really careful to get the latch on. This is heavy. Alrighty. So this one, these are the bales that I got, and I think that I have some that are like those. I'm gonna look. Charms. I think they're in with the charms because they hold charms. Yeah, these are bales. And it doesn't matter so much if these are separated because you only use 1 or 2 per piece and you can just pick them out. So I'll save these for things that I need to have sorted. These I'll just dump in here. Boy, these containers have just been a godsend. They really have. You can buy containers at Dollar Tree, but you wind up spending a lot more money on them. Whoop, this one's broken. Well, the latch still works. So I think it'll still be stable. As long as I'm not throwing it around. So there's all my bales. All right. All those are together. Put that in with the pink. Oh, there's a pink one. I've got to find my silver stuff so I can separate it and put it, get these things put away. Then I can start on another project. This is a bracelet that I got at Habitat, and there's nothing on it. I think I'm going to make it a charm bracelet. I could make these bracelets too. But the way the chain is made, I don't know, can you see it? There's some natural places to hang other charms. There are the big jump rings and then 3 or 4 little ones in between. So that's probably the project that I'll work on with you. If I don't end up stopping before then. Because I know that time gets away from us. These are all empty bags. I didn't want this in the trash. I've used these. I hang them in the closet in the craft room, and that's what I hang jewelry on. And it wound up in the trash. Thread, I have a bucket for thread here. Here's a picture of Star and her husband 12 years ago. I didn't know her when I started this, but it feels like I've known her for a long time. And it feels that way about a lot of you. It's very familial. And here's the silver stuff, so I can start with that. I'm so grateful for everyone that I've met and all of my friends. I don't know if somebody set me in front of a camera before, if I would have known how to react, or would have been shy or what have you. It's interesting to see how natural this becomes very quickly. And here are these beads. I really like these. I have a smaller card over here. And this card has a lot of small beads on it. And my gadgets. Let's see, I have small beads. So virtually all of my beading stuff is here in the kitchen. I have some in the bedroom, but not a whole lot. And I will have it all together here pretty quick. I can't use it if I can't see it, you know? Now the other container that has 32 in it, everything went in flat. And it was easy to know where stuff went. This one, they kind of go in sideways and flat. And they're not all in here. Wait a minute, maybe they are. Yeah, they are. There are 12 in here. And when I put everything away, I know my goal, I have another card out there to make. I need one more card in here. And I should be able to contain everything. These are some things that are old. I won't be tearing these apart. Look. Aren't these pretty? And here's the other one. I've always loved rhinestones. I love the bling. Here's an earring that I really liked, and I lost the other one. But I haven't thrown it away. Maybe I can find one similar. And there's a 4-leaf clover. And these are earrings, but there's only one. It's an apple. So I'm thinking of making it a pendant for Katie. An apple a day. And this is silver. It has markings on it, but I can't read it. And there's a cuff link. You see the two sides and the chain. You can make cuff links because these are just the buttons. Then they have the chain in between. And Lord knows I have chain. And here's another earring. This has a maker mark too. I'm not sure if that means anything or not. I have to look at it and look it up. But there's only one, and that's an earring. So these are some kind of things from my past that I'll be holding on to. At least at this point, I haven't heard that I need to get rid of them. Mail. That I don't need. Okay. This is all the silver off of the jewelry that I got yesterday. A lot of it, a lot of things that are in here are chains. And they're the chains that, golly, there's so many things that I can use them for. I literally make jewelry out of them. I think that they're intended to be just the tail ends, that extenders. I've made jewelry out of them. And it gives you the opportunity to naturally have spaces between the beads that you want to have. And they're not bad. I mean, it doesn't, it's certainly, what I made was out of the gold. The silver, I think, is really pretty. I tend to be more of a silver person anyway, or white gold. How are you with that? Do you find that you like white gold, or you like the gold gold? We are so different, aren't we? Or if you don't like either one, do you like leather? What kinds of things do you like your stuff made out of? And I know there are probably some of you that don't wear jewelry at all, and that's fine. I went for a long, long time without wearing jewelry. Not because I was convicted about wearing it so much. I didn't feel like it was a bad thing to do. I just didn't have it. And the jewelry that I did have was not to my liking. So now, having a chance to make things, I can enjoy them and I can pass them on too. I don't have any trouble passing things along. Okay. Lacey, you're fine. I'll be there in a minute. If she wants in like right now. Those little creatures woke me up at midnight last night, wanted to go outside. And that's not their habit to go outside to go potty in the middle of the night. I think there was something out there. But they were not to be ignored. Lacey will get in front of my face and she'll grumble and wag that big old tail of hers, and it's like a blow furnace or a blow thing. And of course I wouldn't ignore her anyway, because what if she did have to go potty? Then I'd be in a world of hurt. She's so good about that stuff. She doesn't potty in the house at all. Did I tell you? I think I did, but I'll just tell you again. When I got Lacey, they forgot to tell me that she very well could be pregnant. And I mean, I would have taken her anyway, but at least I would have known. And that poor thing, she was sick all during her pregnancy. She had diarrhea until she had the puppies, and then she got diarrhea after she had the puppies too. And what started out to be a completely carpeted house is not anymore. So I really enjoy hardwood floors anyway, though. Okay. So this stuff I'm going to sort out. I'm probably not going to do it right this minute. I got to close it and put it away because I'm getting very tempted to do it. Oh, wait a minute. There's more. Oh, no. And the same thing will happen with these. There's little beads in there, there's bead covers, there's pins, and chains. I think that's it. And I'll separate all of those. And that way I will know where everything is and have access to it. It doesn't take that long to do. It really doesn't. Okay. So that is that one. And here are, these will go in a drawer, so I'm not going to look at them. These are not part of my stuff. And this is what I was working on. Okay, these are interesting. Remember I showed you the bracelet? This one? And then you saw the other one that I made for Katie? This is what the wire looks like when I get it. Looks like a slinky. Doesn't it? Uh-oh. I don't need to get them tangled. And that's exactly what I did. I'll get it out. You just unscrew it. You cut off what you need, and this is hardened steel. I have other wire that is bigger than this, but is more flexible. I didn't know they had this stuff at Temu, and when I got it, I was so grateful to find it because it opened a door for making earrings and bracelets that I didn't have before. I can make hoop earrings now. There. Got them undone. And they are like slinkies. So. And I got a set with all the different colors. There's silver and gunmetal. This is the gunmetal. And white. They call it white, and it's just a different color silver. And the golds. There's more silver. There's bronze. And rose gold and regular gold. So there's a lot in here. There's enough to make quite a bit. Okay, now those are going to go away. There we go. I'll be back. Jesse and Emma just came. So I'm still getting stuff done. These are these acrylic beads. I'm not sure if I like them or not yet. I showed them on the video. They're kind of interesting. There are lots of different shapes. And I would use this like for an accent, not as a, I wouldn't use them all in one thing. Not the rest of them. Okay, so that's these. Empty, empty, empty. I just dumped the bag. These containers hold, hold on. Now, if I had that tracker set up, you could follow me over here, but I don't, so you can't. These are from Dollar Tree. It's their containers, and I like them a lot. and they hold 1,000 without any trouble of these spacers. Jesse's in doing school with Emma. You know, it's important to be grateful for what we have, and I'm not ungrateful, but I don't like our school system at all. It's broken and needs to be fixed. But we have a society that's broken and needs to be fixed. Nobody wants to work. So there's silver. And these are a little bit bigger than the ones that I have already. So they're separate, but I've got a whole drawer full of spacers. Let's see. Can you see the difference in the size? I have a whole bunch more of these containers. Actually, that are in the living room and I haven't hauled them yet. I like these containers too. Okay, I have all these beads that I need to have a container for. What is that? What is this? Oh my goodness, I'm running out of containers. I gotta grab some. I think I have a few more that I haven't hauled yet, but not a lot. I'm gonna find myself ordering more. And these are just the most, I don't know what I would do, how I would store stuff if I didn't have these. Because they are so handy dandy. They're a good size, they stack, and they hold a lot. Okay, I was gonna take care of these green beads. These are the stone beads that I hauled yesterday. And they are called Epidote Coisite. And these are, I had 6, 8, and 10 millimeter. And it's a good thing I like them because I got a lot. I can't do any kind of work because my workspace is all taken with this stuff, putting it away. And there are 2 more. There's one. We're getting to an end here. It's not futile. I really love using stones. The stones and the glass and the wood together all look so good. Okay, so there are these. They're in their box. I don't want to have a timber situation. Get the bags out of here. I wonder if I have the lids to any more of these little ones. There's still some stuff in these. Here's my pins. These are the necklaces. I'll put them away. Empty. Not empty. Oh, it's got one of those acrylic beads in it. I suspect there are a bunch of beads on the floor in the living room. I don't know why I suspect that, probably because I saw them, but I couldn't get to them. I am at a point in my life where, you know, everything has come at a price for me. I've had to work for what I have, which is fine. I like to work. I don't like to be idle. Here's one of my threads. Oh, there's my beading needle. I thought it was gone. One of you was asking about beading needles. Can you see this? I want to say that's about 6 inches long. And you can bead down to 3 millimeter. And I think I've done some 2 millimeter. The head is long and you can thread it. And it gives me some functionality. I like them. I like that particular needle. I will look in my orders and see if I can find where I ordered it, and I'll share that link with you. I know one of you asked me for it and I haven't been able to get back to it. I could have. Sometimes my time just kind of floats away. And I do feel very responsible to use my time well. Okay, those. We just don't know how much time we have. And I don't like to waste anything. I'm looking for these. These are the vintage beads. I've got to get down here and separate them out again. And like I said, I think I'm going to need one more cart. And that's okay because I've got them. Okay, now I picked up beads and put them in here and in one of the other ones. And they need to be put in their respective places. These are all wooden, so I'm going to put them, well, not the turquoise ones. And that's a pink one. And that's a pink one. I'm going to put these in here. Oh! Did you see that? I did. That's why I have beads all over the floor, because I do silly stuff like this. I'll be back. You know, whoever moves this refrigerator is going to have, I mean, not refrigerator, stove, is going to have quite a surprise. I know that there's been a lot of stuff that's gone underneath the stove. I'd like to move it. And eventually I will. Okay. There's that. And this has a lid. So the gold ones are going to go in here. Almost done, guys. Almost done. Where's the other one? I like to use spacer beads. It gives more dimension to the jewelry. It's pretty. I enjoy them a lot. Are there any that go in here? Nope. These are all tiny. Okay, so here are my gold ones. And that's 1,000. And they fit really well. So they're going in here with my spacer beads. I think I'm going to have to figure out a way to do this that's different. Don't go sideways like this. And still move the drums close. They will. That one won't. But this one will. Whoops, don't drop. Come on now. Almost. I put heavy towards the front and that's what happens. There we go. Done deal. Oh man, I was wondering where these were. I don't have to wonder anymore. They're right here. Okay. Now I bought at least 2. Where are they? Ooh, that didn't empty all the way. More packages of these. Okay, here's this. I knew there were more. These are the, oh no, that's not. Where are the acrylic beads? Needles, stone, acrylic. These are more of those white acrylic, like this. Remember, please, what I talked to you about? We're going to end this pretty quick here. About changing. I kind of talked about it before. I've been kind of feeling like I've needed to do this for a while and haven't done it, but I need to. So let me know what you think. The last thing that I want is to lose any of you. And I need to do what God shows me to do. So, with that being said, I had to talk to you about it. And if you could leave your comments in the, leave a comment for me so I know how you're feeling about it. And even if you decide to leave, if you would comment and just say, it's been wonderful, or this isn't what I wanted to sign up for. That way I'll know. Oh, wait a minute, those are silver. I need the gold ones. There. I think we can do lots of fun stuff. I think a lot of you have said that you enjoy just watching me do stuff, so, you know, if that's the case, you can just watch me do stuff. And we can create stuff together. I would love that. And y'all can comment and say, oh, I think you should have done this, or what about this, or that would be wonderful. Now I had oh my goodness, what did I do with it? I didn't throw any baggies away, so it's not thrown away. I had a baggie that still had some of the gold spacers in it. It didn't empty all the way. I think these are the last ones I put in there. Maybe not. They aren't. Well, I'll find them. One way or the other, I will find them. Here's my blue. I need to figure out what I did with the others. I have another thing of these little blue beads. They're white and blue. I put them somewhere. These are more of the vintage beads. Look at these. Aren't they so pretty? Oh. Isn't that so pretty? I can make jewelry just out of these, but you know, I really enjoy putting some on. Here's a pendant I made, and I haven't put it on anything yet. You know what I haven't done anything with yet are those little bottles that I got. I thought a lot about it because I think they're really cute. I did put some little beads in one of them, and I'm thinking about super gluing the lid shut and then suspending them. Like graduated, this one will be up here, that one will be down there on a chain, and make earrings out of them. And with the little beads, I can make them any color I want. I think those will be cute. Okay. So we got that, we got this. That's my little trash can that I got from Habitat. It's really handy. Box in here of, oh, here's some silver ones. I've got to do something with those. I'm looking for spacer beads that, oh, here they are. These are the ones that, kind of like the ones that I hauled. They're not exactly alike, but I don't have enough of them that'll be a problem to put them all together, and I can just pick and choose what I want to use. That's a container full of charms and bead covers. Oh, the silver stuff that I need to sort. Spacers. Spacers. Okay. So everything in there is supposed to be in there. My little blue beads I'm going to put in one of these containers so they won't go away. I'm about done. Almost. There was quite a bit in that haul. But funny enough, it's going to go away. here. Oh, this is one of the vintage beads. It's still in the bag. These are silver spacers. And I think that they came out of silver stuff. So I'm going to put it in here to go with the silver things that I sort. And I can put them together. Okay, I've just got a couple more of these to do, and I can put these away. It's funny how pens will get in 101 different places that they don't need to be. Sometimes I look at this and I think, you know, 3 months ago, would I have really thought that I would do this? Well, goodness, it wasn't very long ago that I would look and say, that amount of time, I mean, who would have thought I would have had a YouTube station? Not station, channel. That we would have a YouTube channel, because it's certainly not me. God has brought you all to me, and everything in life is a season. So if I get to be with you for a short time, praise the Lord. If you stick around, praise the Lord. I'm so excited. Okay, now these are going to go away in my drawer that has just spacer beads in it. All right, we're getting close. Here are okay. I have this little guy that I'm going to put. I have more than just, oh, here's the ones now that I put it away, right? That's okay. They didn't wind up on the floor. I'm really excited that so much of this is just gone where it's supposed to go. Yay. Okay. Oh, my blue beads. Blue beads. There we go. These are so pretty. I have compartments up here on these plastic stands that work really well for that. Now what's in here? I was honestly looking for these the other day, and I looked at everything I thought I had, and I thought, what did I do with them? I thought maybe they got thrown away by accident, but they didn't. So, where? Okay, there's this one. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. So both of these containers are going to have spacer type beads in them. These are the crosses. They're so pretty. These are all mixed. And they came mixed. I can get in here and sort them out at some point, but I'm not going to right now. I know. Charms, charms. They're gold ones. I was using these, making Katie's stuff. Okay. There's these, and these are the double ones. They have like cups on both sides, and the beads fit soundly into them, and then they have the bead in the middle. They're really pretty. And then I have the gold ones as well. I don't have a lot of stuff in gold. It's more expensive. I'm not sure why it would be, but I think that's basically why I don't get them. I know I need them, and I will be getting more. At this point, that's what I am, though. These are gold. So these three things are going in that container. I only have a couple more things to do here. That's this one. Oops. Why doesn't it want to fit? 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, here's an empty one here. I'll just put those in there. I think eventually what I will do is make one of these containers for silver and one of them for gold. That'll eliminate me hunting and packing quite a bit. So I think these are full now. No, there's still a couple of empty ones in the bottom. I like these containers because you can see what's in every one of these containers, and then you can grab it. And it's the same with the little suitcase thing that I have. You can see all of them. These are needles, and I have my needles in a container somewhere. I think that's it. So I'll put these in here. There's one more thing of, I'm not even sure how to use these. I think they're for the spinner. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't even begun to use yet. I'm looking forward to finding out how to use them and all of that. Now, you remember I bought the crosses. These are all the crosses. And they'll have their own little container. And I'll put it in my drawer with the charms. I have 4 drawers, and one of them is just for charms and stuff. Wait a minute, what is this? This is a container that needs a lid. Now I have one. And there's stuff in here that is in bags that I need to get out of bags. So I wasn't quite done. It's okay though, I'm getting really close. I'm getting order. Yay. The little gold ones. There. I have more to put in here. There are another couple hundred anyway. It's the wrong bag. It says 5 pieces, and there's more than 5 pieces in here. There are. They have an interesting smell. Maybe it's the paint. I don't know. They're supposed to be metal. Maybe they coat them or something. Okay, here's gold chains. I don't know what I have for that. Okay, these are the heads, the U-shaped heads. And there's some gold ones too. No, that's chain. I have this container that has mixed ones. And it's not so bad to have a mixed. There's some things that are okay to mix and some that aren't. And these are okay. I won't mix the ones that aren't. I'm not going to go through these, and I don't think. Maybe sometime when I have nothing else to do and I'm bored silly, I'll sort these out. There's that one. This one. I had a few of them, I think. Oh, there's a bunch of them at the bottom. There we go. That's chain. You know, I've about got it done. Empty bags. There's a few of those. Empty bags. There were 92 items in that order. So it was quite a bit, wasn't it? Sometimes the best things come in small packages, don't they? I always have a junk drawer. And with beads, it's a junk container that I put miscellaneous stuff in. Oh, I knew there was another one. And I have these in my top drawer. These are silver. These are jump rings. I'm going to go ahead and leave these in the plastic for now. Oh my goodness, look at, there's another one. They're everywhere, they're everywhere. It's probably getting close to lunchtime, isn't it? I've had John here for a while. Okay, now these are all mixed, but it's not a big deal to go down and, okay, I want a bronze one. There's a bronze one. Here's a gold one. It's not hard to do. I was finding the right containers. Now I have to sort the containers. I know where stuff is. I'm not going to do that right now. Oops. Well, this is probably a pretty good breaking point. I love you guys, and until next time, if you've enjoyed the content, I'd invite you to subscribe. I just dropped a bunch of stuff on the floor, so I need to pick it up. I love you very much. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for spending your time. I'll talk to you soon. Until next time.